What's up, guys? So we'll be looking at the recap of the year 2022 for Arma 3 and what's going to happen regarding news for Arma 4. Actually, we do have some news or well hints towards this idea, but they're not direct. At least Arma 4 has been confirmed now, but there's still plenty of time until it happens. And we still do have Arma Reforger if you have been living under the rock, and Arma Reforger is still being updated, still being worked on. So it's basically like a middle step, or for Arma 4, it's like test ground. So let's start with this recap we have been provided by Bohemia Interactive themselves. We do have a small chart of some numbers regarding how many games have been sold throughout the time, how many DLCs, and how many active players are still in the game. As you can see, the game is actually still there's plenty of players. The game is still active. It's still live. So 34 players, 34,000 players is quite a number. Also, one more important thing I would point out is the mods. The mods are still coming. Basically, the mods have kept the Arma alive. Because without mods, the Arma is a very cool game, but you get used to it over time, and mod creators have basically kept this game alive for the entire time, in my opinion. Also, there's one more thing I would like to point out, and that's how many base games have been sold throughout the time. That's actually 880,000 games approximately, which is I would say not as much as I expected. I was expecting it approximately, I don't know, 4 million or something. It's just not the number I would expect from this type of game. And nevertheless, the number is still large number. So what happened throughout the year? Basically, there was a charity for the stuff that's happening in Ukraine. We will not be going through what's happening. This is not a politics channel, but I have been doing charity, so that's the thing you need to know. I would say. I think you can still actually donate if you'd like to, but that's not what we'll be focusing on. One more thing that should actually be pointed out is that Bohemia themselves have pointed at Arma 3 fake footage. It is basically how fake Arma videos are being posted on the internet, and people think it's from Ukraine, for example, and so on. So as you can see, this is a completely based game footage. You can see that's him, and the terrain is kind of flat and so on. If you have played the game, you can definitely see that that's actually a game. But for an untrained eye, for common person, they might not be able to recognize that. So as you can see, if you keep going, they keep on adding filters and so on. You actually cannot make out what's happening. You cannot make out details. So for a common person, they could actually be thinking this is real footage. The only one thing I have really noticed that anyone can spot is the explosions effect. As you can see, these explosions are really blocky, and they are really hard to hide. There are some mods that do improve those effects. I think you can do a better job with that. But for this type of base Arma footage, that's one of the things you can spot. So I've been seeing these footages myself. Some of them are really good, and some of them are really bland, like this one. Next, we do have actually Arma had some created DLCs some time back. There have been I think 5 of them, and the latest one is this Pirate Sahara DLC. It's a community DLC, which I'm not a big fan of because I do not like those timelines. But nevertheless, they keep the game alive. So if you're into scenarios or these time zones, I guess you can play them and enjoy them. But for me personally, I don't like them. I like the time zone of 2012 Afghanistan. Afghanistan, approximately that area. So that's what I like personally. These DLCs are not that important, I would say. So there's one more thing. If you have not noticed, Arma has actually passed its 9 year anniversary. So that means the game is more than 9 years old. Then there has been some discounts and some merch discounts on their Twitter. It's already due to that date. So that was until 19th of September. Currently it's almost February, so that's some time back. But still, it's nice for them to think of that. And Bohemia have actually mentioned something regarding 10th of anniversary for Arma 3, and they say they do have some big plans, or they are hoping for to do something on 10th of anniversary. In my opinion, they will actually post some footage of Arma 4, or they will announce a release date, or something along those lines. I'm hoping for some Arma footage. I would not like to be stuck with Arma 3 for another 5 years or so. But I would say that actually we will actually have some more news throughout the year for Arma 4, or we will have some big package of news for Arma 4 on 10th anniversary of Arma. I will keep watching the situation, so I will keep you updated. Anyways, they've they have also mentioned that they are not planning to end life for Arma 3, at least not yet. So I would say until the Arma 4 is out, they will keep supporting Arma 3. As you have noticed, the Arma has actually been updated to version 2.10. I think that's how the current version 2.10, and they have introduced the thermal update. I would say that's the most noticeable thing. Which is really cool in my opinion. It added a lot of quality of life changes, and also the map deformation, which is also really cool and enables mission creators to create multiple or more scenarios on the same map. So they still do think of and plan on continuing the support for Arma 3, and they also mentioned that they are planning on some more community DLCs, but they cannot confirm them. As they do not want to promise what they cannot actually make happen. Well, I would say they will actually publish at least one creator DLC, and then it will have some. They will and then they will shift focus more towards Arma 4, I would say. Well, it would be nice to actually have at least one more creator DLC. I'm hoping for Afghanistan era something I can actually enjoy myself, even though there's plenty of mods that you can use and create those scenarios yourselves. And I don't like to pay for DLCs that I do not have to, even though I do have most of them on Arma, excluding the content creators community DLCs. So this would be basically all from this recap of Arma 3 for its 9th anniversary, and well, basically a recap of the year 2022. It was pretty short, correct. I'm hoping for more information to appear soon. I will try to keep an eye on those informations so I can relay them to you, so you do not have to actually look for them. But I will be focusing on these informations and news 100%, and I will be posting videos on that. So, yep, that's it, and thank you for your time, and see ya.